Hello, and welcome to Panther Sports Zone. I'm Drew Brewer.
And I'm Tanaya Walton. Yesterday, the Prairie View A&M softball team dug themselves into a hole early and was unable to come back as they dropped a 16-4 non-conference matchup to Stephen F. Austin on Tuesday afternoon. Prairie View A&M opened the game by scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning with Viviana Figueroa hitting a 2 RBI homer to left center. SFA scored 7 in the top of the second to take a 7-2 lead. Karina Cisneros hit a homer over the right center fielder's head for the Ladies Panthers' second homer of the game, making the score 7-3. The score held until the fourth when Stephen F. Austin rattled off 2 consecutive singles and a 2 RBI homer to increase the 11-3 lead. The Lady Jacks added 5 more runs in the top of the 5th to take a 16-3 lead. The Lady Panthers continued to struggle on offense, but Figueroa found one last bright spot as she hit a double to right center, scoring Natalie McLennan. The Lady Panthers were unable to convert for a final 16-4 score. Up next, the Lady Panthers, they traveled to Lorman, Mississippi for SWAC action Friday, April 22nd against Alcorn State for a 3-game series. The first pitch is slated for 6 p.m.
Going into the final day of competition, the men and women's golf team stands at 5th and 3rd overall in competition. Zay Brooks is leading golfer on the men's side, currently sitting 5th in individual standings at 1 over par. Juniors Rodarius Walters and Jordan Stagg follow close behind, both tied for 15th and 18th place. Jaden Thompson and Christian Latham round out the top 5 for Prairie View. On the women's side, Taylor Harvey leads the way for the Lady Panthers, just 3 strokes out of first place and tied for 4th. Iman Abraham is the next closest Panther, sitting 13th in the stands. Olivia Tolliver, Olivia Billups, and Shane White are next 3, taking spots 15 through 17. Results for the SWAC championship should be out by the end of today. When we come back, we'll go over the SWAC honors and Alabama A&M's new basketball head coach. Don't go anywhere after the break.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Welcome back to Panther Sports Zone. This week,
Oh no. What happened?
This week's SWAC honors for baseball goes to Prairie View A&M, Prairie View A&M's Braden Johnson and Jackson State's Juan Rolanda for their outstanding performances during this past week of play. Johnson was key for the Prairie View A&M Panthers in assisting them during a series sweep over the Southern Jaguars this past weekend. He tallied a total of 6 hits and 4 RBIs during the 3-game series. Johnson also contributed a double to go along with a home run while scoring a total 4 runs during the series. Marolanda pitched a total of 8.1 innings during Jackson State's 8-2 win over the Florida A&M Rattlers this past weekend. He contributed 8 strikeouts while allowing just 1 earned run. Marolanda picked up his 5th win of the season with the Tigers' victory over FAMU.
Continuing with honors, SWAC softball awarded Arkansas Pine Bluff's Samario Jackson and Florida A&M's Christian Beasley as their pitcher and hitter of the week. Jackson tailed a total of 4 hits, 5 runs, 6 RBIs, and 3 home runs this past weekend during Arkansas and Pine Bluff's 3-game series versus Prairie View A&M. She contributed a home run in all 3 games of the series versus the Lady Panthers. Jackson currently ranks 2nd in the conference with home runs, with 8 this season. Beasley was a force on the mound for the Rattlers this past week as she went 2-0. She came in for relief duty in the Rattlers' first game of the week versus Jacksonville. Beasley tallied 4 strikeouts as FAMU rallied to win the game. During her second game of the week against Alabama A&M Bulldogs, she contributed 10 strikeouts in a complete game shutout. Beasley struck out 14 batters for the week and allowed a batting average of only .094.
Alabama A&M has announced the hiring of Olympic and former NBA coach Otis Hughley Jr. as the Bulldogs' head men's basketball coach. A veteran developer of talent at the high school, college, professional, international, and Olympic level, Hughley is a well-known figure at essentially every level of basketball. He began his college basketball coaching career as the head men's and women's coach at Wallace Community College, Selma, from 1993 to 97, posting a 135 to 46 record and earned a pair of men's conference championships and a region runner-up finish. No stranger to coaching in Alabama, Hughley was also a member of the Southeastern Conference member Auburn's women's basketball staff in 2018 to 2019, serving as a consultant head coach. Terry Williams Flournoy. That year, the Tigers produced the best record of her 9-year tenure with the Tigers, going 22-10. As part of the camp circuit, he was associated with the Pete Newell Big Man Camp for more than a decade, which is widely recognized as one of the most influential camps during its existence from 1976 to 2011. Coming up next, we will bring on one of the members from the women's track and fields team, Jalen Elroy. Stay tuned after the break.
Stand is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Hello and welcome back. Today we have Jalen Elrod with us today. How are you doing today, Jalen?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here.
It's good to hear.
So Jalen, what made you decide to want to begin running?
Well, actually, like my family, they put me in a lot of different sports, right? And so I wasn't really, we didn't know that track was available for young kids. But once, I think one of my mom's friends had told us that, club track is available for little 5, 6, 7-year-olds. And so once they saw I was, fast on the soccer field, basketball court, they were like, okay, we'll put her in that. And so that's pretty much what started off my track career. I was like 7 years old, so 2nd grade.
Okay.
Did you have any family members, parents, friends, for anybody that did track that helped you, motivate you to become a track runner?
I actually come from a basketball family.
Okay.
So, I mean, they did it occasionally, like middle school, high school, but like no one really loved it like I did. I want to say, like, they just kind of did it for fun, but like I was the only one that truly like fell in love with it.
Do you recall the first time you met with Coach Williams?
Actually, the first time I met with her was actually a few years back. We actually didn't know that we knew each other from years before. I want to say my dad especially knew her from club basketball because both of my brother and her son played club ball, and that's pretty much how they got connected. So we didn't even realize it until like 4 hours into the phone call that we like, wait, we know each other, like, okay. So it was like a really genuine conversation. The very first time I met her, I knew that she was very motherly. I could tell that she truly cared about her athletes, regardless of, where they came from and, their background. I knew that like she would be one that could support me through thick and thin.
All right. So with that being said, what is the atmosphere like at practice when you guys are practicing?
I want to say it's not as tense as I expected, and I feel like that really helps me. I grow in a more free-range type of atmosphere. I don't want to say like I don't like the whole tense, high anxiety practices that a lot of coaches kind of do in other schools. So I feel like that's a really good thing about us. Like, we know how to kind of laugh some things off, or take a joke here and there. So like things aren't always tense because we're out there for like 3 hours, 4 hours. So at some point we're gonna actually have to get to know each other, and we truly become like a family. It's really nice.
It's your first year here at Prairie View, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How would you say you're acclimating to campus?
I want to say first semester. Well, first of all, Panther camp, it really opened my eyes. I said, wow, we are really, like, coming to PV was when I truly knew about, or I guess came to find out about pride, school pride. Because where I come from, like, I came from a private school, and low-key, we all kind of, like, we hated it. We didn't really, like, love the school as much. So coming here, I realized, like, wow, like, everyone has such pride in Prairie View, and, so coming, as a freshman and seeing it from all different, grade levels, even alums, I recognize that, like, this is some place that I could truly be proud of, and I've grown to be, like, very proud of this school and acclimating to it. Academically, it's been actually pretty smooth because I came from a private school, so it was really like that social change that was a big difference.
So coming from high school, how would you say from your perspective of the difference between track from high school to now being here at PV in college?
I want to say for track or just in general?
Just in general.
Okay, well, I think the biggest thing is accountability, because in high school, you had like so many different people, teachers, coaches, that were always like, hey, are you doing this? Are you doing that? Make sure you turn this in. And now it's like all autonomy. You have to figure out things and, accommodate to your schedule, certain things that you want to do. Even if you want to do some, like, I don't know, some hobbies or, extracurriculars, you got to make sure that you can do it on your own. And so no one's checking for you. You have to, like, kind of be more responsible. That's the biggest thing, I would say. And time management, oh my gosh. I feel like I procrastinated so much in the beginning. So that was like the biggest step that I had to take, for sure, yeah.
So as an athlete, you have to have a pretty strict diet, right?
Yeah. And it's rough because it's like from, I want to say like July to, well, now May, like that's how long the season is. So it's just like the entire time you're like, man, I can't eat cake, I can't eat Rice Krispies, I can't eat all the good stuff. So I want to say you have to like kind of find the little things. Like now I want to say what brings me joy is, I don't know, like one of the Jasmine Cafe's like smoothies. I don't know why, or like any type of smoothie. I'll just be like exhilarated just to know like, okay, I had a good meet. I'm gonna go get some like, I don't know, something to treat myself. So I want to say like In the beginning, it's like pasta, obviously, because like in cross country, when you're a distance runner, you got to eat like a lot of carbs, I guess, because, you know, I really don't know the science behind it, but I know they always were like, oh, carbs, bread, like, you know. So, but then as the season progresses into track, we obviously have to go into more like protein and like healthier, so like fruits, you know, things like that, and veggies, of course.
All right. So in high school, you did multiple events. You did high jump, triple jump, distance events. So how do you feel those events helped you become the athlete that you are today?
So I want to say it kind of, the way it shaped me was that it made me less, I can't find the words. It made me less scared, I want to say, to try new things. And if I don't, you know, obviously get it right the first time, I'm going to keep going. And there's a lot of athletes that like do one event or two events and they get tired. And so like I have to kind of psych myself into those, like into like the meet per se, like say, cause I do the heptathlon now. So I can't just say like, okay, after these two events, I'm tired. It's like, no, you're not tired. You have 5 more events left. So like you're just always on it. You gotta like always give your 100%, 110% sometimes, because that 100% won't be enough to, you know, get the right marks. So I think that's the biggest thing for me, was to always like motivate myself or self-motivate in order to like keep going through the season and through each meet at a time.
So tell me, Jalen, how is it being a part of the SWAC championship winning team?
Big SWAC champs, like what? Okay, it is honestly the best feeling ever. I really was like it was like a relief to finally know that like, man, like all that hard work that we did in that season, in the beginning indoor season, it's all paid off. So honestly, it was just really cool to see, especially both the boys and the girls team, or sorry, men and women's team, to actually, you know, get the championship. So it was honestly a real bonding experience, I want to say. It was just, I'm excited to do it again, let's be honest. So we're trying to go for outdoor SWAC again.
All right. So, you know, coming into PV, already a championship as it is, and now just becoming another champion with the indoor, now moving on to the outdoor. How would you say, what goes through your head when you're out there running, doing your events?
What goes through my head? What honestly goes through my head is I hear my coach's words, and it's always, I can kind of hear like them critiquing me on everything. So I'm like, if I get out the blocks and I don't get out right, I'm like, and they're gonna say, okay, push, 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 like anything to kind of make up for something that I did wrong. Or if, you know, I'm, you know, going through it and I'm actually doing good, I'm gonna say, okay, I keep attacking. Like say if I'm doing hurdles, like I would say attack, 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 you know, because I know I'm, you know, going in a good direction. But other than that, like honestly, I feel like it's just always been a little bit of obviously self-motivation for myself, because I know like if I see that clock, I'm like, I gotta get there in, you know, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, whatever it may be, to, you know, actually get to my goals.
Yeah. So what goals do you have coming up for this new outdoor season?
That's a good segue. My goals for this season, honestly, I want to win the heptathlon. It's gonna be, you know, obviously really tough, because there's especially like this one girl from another school in our conference that's supposed to be really good, but you know, I'm not really too shy about, you know, I'm not gonna shy away from something just because, you know, they're older, just because I'm a freshman. So I've always, you know, tried to push myself in each event. That's obviously like the biggest goal for me, because I'm doing so many of them. So, I know like the 4x4 is like the very last event, and like I'm trying to like get my head right. Like, no, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm tired, like my legs shaking on the line. Like, I'm gonna be like, no, I'm gonna keep pushing through, and I know my team relies on me for these points and for these times. So, you know, I'm gonna come through for them and for myself, because I know I can do it.
And you know, one thing I will say is, you guys now being the #1, taking over Alabama State that was #1 at first. So now you got a lot of teams coming for y'all to like really come and see if you guys are still that championship mindset. So especially with FAMU coming in and Bethune-Cookman, how does that level of added competition, knowing that you have a target on your back, come to when it comes to your events?
It's actually crazy because I've always been used to having some type of, camaraderie, some type of competitiveness when it comes to other schools. So that's actually just adding fuel to the fire for me, especially for my individuals. I'm always here to motivate my teammates, but at the end of the day, I'm going to be like the one that's going to like hold it down for myself if I can, and I'll always try to motivate them, like, hey y'all, like they coming for us, like we got to have our A game and more, because they're going to be coming they're going to be coming after us in any event possible that they can, get some points in. So that's like the biggest thing for sure.
Tonight, you have anything else to say?
I just want to say best of luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in and talking with us.
Me.
Anytime, we love to have you guys come out here, and we would love for Panthers at home to come and support the track team as they go on to the outdoor season and bring in that new championship that we hope, that we know that they're going to come in and handle. Well, thank you today. That's all for Panther Sports Zone today. Make sure you tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5:30 p.m. for Panther Sports News and more information around the SWAC. And also, there will also be don't forget about the spring game for football on this Saturday at 4 p.m. in the Panther Stadium, as the purple and gold scrimmage will go on between the Panther football team. Once again, I'm Drew Brewer.
And I'm Tanaya Walton.
And we're signing out.